The 1980s was a time when life moved at a slower pace. Without smartphones, the internet, or social media to distract us, people relied on cassette tapes for music, landlines for calls, and arcades for entertainment. Many of the everyday activities that were common back then are now relics of the past, replaced by modern technology or changing lifestyles. Let's take a nostalgic journey through 14 everyday things from the 1980s that you can't do anymore. Before Netflix, Friday nights meant a trip to Blockbuster or your local video rental store. You'd wander through aisles of VHS tapes, picking out the perfect movie to watch over the weekend. The anticipation of finding a new release or settling for a classic was part of the charm. Today, streaming services have made physical movie rentals a thing of the past. Creating a mixtape was an art form in the 80s. You'd carefully select songs, record them in just the right order, and maybe even decorate the tape cover. Giving someone a mixtape was a personal gesture, showing you cared about them enough to spend time curating a perfect musical experience. Today, playlists on streaming apps have replaced this once intimate activity. Rotary phones were a staple in every home, and dialing a number took some patience. Each number required a full turn of the dial, and you had to wait for it to reset before dialing the next. Accidentally messing up a number meant starting all over again. Now, with smartphones and touchscreens, rotary phones are a thing of the past. In the 1980s, video game arcades were the hub of social activity for kids and teens. You'd bring a pocket full of quarters, meet up with friends, and spend hours playing Pac-Man, Space Invaders, or Street Fighter. While some arcades still exist, home gaming consoles and online gaming have taken over, making arcades a rare find today. Capturing moments with a camera was one thing, but seeing the results was a whole other process in the 80s. You'd take your film roll to a 1-hour Photoshop and anxiously wait to see how your pictures turned out. Today, with digital cameras and smartphones, instant gratification is the norm, and developing photos is mostly a forgotten ritual. Back in the 80s, recording songs from the radio onto a cassette tape was a common way to build your music collection. You had to be quick with your fingers to hit the record button just as your favorite song came on, and sometimes you'd get the DJ talking over the intro. Now, with streaming services, the need to record from the radio is obsolete. Before cell phones were widespread, people carried pagers, especially in the business world. A pager would beep, showing you a number to call back. It was a simple, yet effective way of staying in touch without carrying a bulky phone. These days, smartphones have replaced the need for pagers, making them a nostalgic relic of the past. In the 80s, calling 1-900 numbers was a strange but popular trend. You could call to hear a joke, get a horoscope reading, or even talk to a celebrity. Of course, these calls came with hefty charges. Today, the internet provides all that information for free, and the idea of paying to call for a joke or horoscope seems outdated. Before email and texting, people wrote letters by hand and sent them through the mail. Receiving a letter was an exciting event, especially if it came from a pen pal or a loved one. The process of writing, waiting, and receiving letters made communication more meaningful. Today, with instant communication at our fingertips, handwritten letters are increasingly rare. Back in the day, if you wanted tickets to a concert, you had to physically line up at a ticket office, sometimes camping out overnight to snag the best seats. The thrill of waiting in line with fellow fans added to the excitement. Today, you can buy tickets with a few clicks online, but the shared experience of waiting in line is a thing of the past. MTV launched in 1981 and quickly became the go-to channel for music lovers. You'd tune in to watch music videos from your favorite artists, and shows like TRL made MTV a cultural phenomenon. Today, music videos are easily accessible on YouTube and streaming platforms, and MTV has shifted to reality TV, leaving its music video roots behind. The arrival of a thick Sears or JCPenney catalog was a big event for families in the 80s. You'd flip through pages of clothes, toys, and home goods, circling items for your wish list. These catalogs were especially popular around the holidays. Today, online shopping has replaced catalog browsing, and the joy of physically turning the pages is lost. In the 80s, if you were out and needed to make a call, you'd search for a public payphone. Finding change for the call and hoping the phone wasn't broken was all part of the experience. Today, with nearly everyone carrying a cell phone, public payphones are rare, and using one has become a nostalgic memory. Roller skating was a huge trend in the 1980s, and roller rinks were packed with kids and teens cruising to pop music under the glow of neon lights. Renting a pair of skates and showing off your moves was a fun weekend activity. While some roller rinks still exist, the widespread popularity of roller skating has diminished, and it's no longer the everyday pastime it once was. The 1980s was full of unique activities and everyday habits that now feel like a distant memory. With advancements in technology and changes in how we live our lives, many of these routines have been left behind. While we may not be able to record songs off the radio or wait in line for concert tickets anymore, the memories of those experiences remain a cherished part of our past. Let's raise a toast to the simple pleasures of the 80s that we'll never forget.